Good afternoon on the national news from BGI TV Current. First are the headlines. Tinubu meets lawmakers-elect at Aso Rock. Also, Tinubu meets Oni of Ife, other traditional rulers today. Buhari spent over $19 billion used for Dangote Refinery in failed bid to revive Nigeria's refineries, Governor Sule. Telecoms contributed 2.5 trillion naira to Nigeria's GDP in 2023 Q1. Government paraded over alleged plan to stop Governor Abiodun's swearing in. And on sport, Leone Stars won't be intimidated by Super Eagles. Kestar. My name is Morire Rebila Lawal. The news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Thursday met with lawmakers-elect under the platform of the All Progressive Congress APC, the People's Democratic Party PDP, the Labour Party LP, the New Nigerian People's Party NNPP, and other four parties that would constitute the 10th National Assembly. Those in attendance at the conference hall of the State House in Abuja include Vice President Kashim Shettima, outgoing Senate President Ahmed Lawan, as well as outgoing Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila, amongst others. The President asked lawmakers to put the nation first and downplay party politics and a discharge of their duties as he extended a hand of fellowship to the lawmakers. He also called on the lawmakers to work together to choose good leaders in the 10th National Assembly. Gbajabiamila, who is set to resume as the President Chief of Staff, who conveyed the message of the President, said the next 4 years will make or mar the development of the country. He said the 10th National Assembly must work in partnership with the President for a successful administration. A cross-section of lawmakers-elect from the House of Representatives and the Senate in a meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Thursday, June 8, 2023. In the just concluded elections, the ruling APC secured over 170 of the 366 in the Green Chamber, the highest by any party. The PDP second came with over 100 seats, the LP with over 35 seats, the NPP with about 20. Many APC lawmakers have since indicated interest to emerge the next Speaker of the House. They include Benjamin Kalu, Ahmed Wase, Al-Hassan Adodo Gua, Yusuf Gadi, Aliyu Bitara, Tajuddin Abbas, Abdurrahim Olawi, Sani Jaji, Princess Onoa, amongst others. Also, Senators Abdul Aziz Yari, Orji Kalu, Godswill Akpabio have also showed interest in becoming the next Senate President after Ahmed Lawan.
At a point where we need to start doing things differently. At a point where the next 4 years will either make or mar development in our country. I do not remember any president at a time like this, when we're about to go into the issue of leadership, ever calling, if my memory serves me right, at least not in this fashion, calling both members of the House and the Senate, irrespective of party, together to work with him in unison. If my recollection serves me right, I have had meetings such as this, and we do have it every 4 years, and I believe Comrade Adams Oshomole was one of the ones that pioneered this, but it was strictly mostly with members of the ruling party. This is a meeting with members of the ruling party and perhaps 8 other minority parties. Now, to me, that is landmark. And I want to thank Mr. President for taking this initiative and bringing us together, almost blurring political lines. I served as a speaker for 4 years. From inception, I myself blurred political lines. And we governed, or we administered the House of Representatives with a motto from day one that nation building is a joint task. And it's that same motto that Mr. President is extending his hand of fellowship to all members, APC, PDP, Labour, APGA, SDP, name it. We're a coat of many colors. And what Mr. President seeks to do is to stitch those colors together into one big fabric that will inure to the benefit of Nigeria.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will today meet the leading traditional rulers from the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. Information report that the meeting with monarchs from across Nigeria will be held at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. It was gathered that the meeting today at the State House with the traditional rulers is at the instance of the Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunsi. President Bola Tinubu is expected to rally the traditional rulers to support the fuel subsidy removal. He is also expected to plead with them to educate their subjects on the economic reasons behind this decision. Sources at the villa told information on the ground that the former Lagos State governor will also share his vision for the country with the traditional rulers and our plans to govern the country by doing justice to every path of the country. Since Tinubu assumed the presidency on May 29, 2023, he has been meeting various leaders across in a move to build national consensus around some of the socio-economic problems confronting the country. After announcing fuel subsidy removal, which triggered disruption in fuel supply last week as a result of the hoarding by fuel stations, Tinubu has met governors elected on the platform of his party, the All Progressive Congress, and met all the 36 state governors under the platform of the Nigeria's Governors Forum. Going on to the next story. Governor Abdullahi Saleh of Nasarawa State says the government of ex-president Muhammadu Buhari spent more than the $19 billion used in building the Dangote Refinery on maintenance of country's refineries. The Nigeria has refineries in Kaduna, Port Harcourt, and Warri, but none is operational, with experts saying the recent launch of the Dangote Refinery would be a game changer in the sector. Look at how much the President Buhari administration spent on fixing the refineries. In the 8 years, he spent more money than $19 billion that Dangote spent in building a refinery. That is 1.5 times the size of our 3 refineries combined, Saleh said during an interview with Channels Television Sunrise Today on Thursday yesterday. He pinned the payment of subsidy on Nigeria's non-functional refineries. From the government side, I think we didn't do a good job. When the former president, Muhammad Buhari, came in 2015, prices of crude oil dropped by less than $30. At that time, there was zero subsidy. 3 refineries in Nigeria today have a total of 450,000 barrels per day. Dangote is 650,000 barrels. He spent 19 billion naira on building it. We spent not building a new one, but in maintaining these refineries more than $19 billion in 8 years. Yet they have not been maintained, he said. The Dangote Refinery, which is Africa's biggest oil refinery, launched in building plans in 2017, but the project was commissioned in May 2023, a few days before the end of Buhari's administration.
I will give you an example when the president just came in around 2015. Prices of crude oil dropped to less than $30. As at that time, there was zero subsidy. Because the only reason why we are paying subsidy is because we are not refining. Okay? So if we had taken care of our refineries very well, there wouldn't have been this. In the year 2002 or so, we gave 18 licenses, DPR. I was there in Lagos. You know, on the phone we gave 18 licenses for private refineries. Not one of them was built. So a lot of things have happened. Government tried this, it didn't work. Tried this, it didn't work. All thinking that if we had done that, all this problem of subsidy will have been over. Look at how much the President Buhari administration spent, on fixing of the refineries. In the 8 years, he spent more money than the 19 billion that Dangote spent in building a refinery that is 1.5 times the size of all our 3 refineries combined. Our 3 refineries in Nigeria today have a total of 450,000 barrels per day. Dangote is 650,000. He spent $19 billion in building it. We spent in maintaining, not building a new one, maintaining these new refineries more than 19 billion in the 8 years. Yet, they have not been maintained.
So, is it that government?
Telecommunications and ICT services contributed 2.508 trillion naira to Nigeria's GDP in the first quarter of 2023. The Nigerian Communication Commission, NCC, stated on Thursday. NCC quoted figures released by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, in a statement issued by its Director of Public Affairs, Ruben Moka. Telecom's contribution to GDP was calculated from 46 distinct sectors of the economy, which constitute telecoms and information service baskets. The Nigerian telecom industry has continued to show a positive outlook, which is credited to the initiative and innovative and predictable telecoms regulatory environment implemented by the NCC. One of the key highlights of the telecoms industry performance within the period was the generation of $820.8 million for the federal government from F5G spectrum licenses fee. The fees were paid by 3 operators, MTN, MAFAB, and Airtel, Mr. Muko stated. He added that following the issuance of licenses in December 2021, MTN and MAFAB already launched 5G services, while Airtel, which received its license in December 2022, is set to launch the service in June. The NCC spokesman also stated that another major development in the sector was the launch of Starlink's broadband services, a satellite-based wireless broadband service with potential nationwide coverage. He added that this followed the issuance of license to Elon Musk-owned SpaceX by the NCC, noting that the services were now available in different parts of the country. Mr. Moka stressed that the growth statistics of the telecom industry were showing impressive record of contributions to the Nigerian economy. He stated that the number of phone subscribers in Nigeria as at April 2023 stood at 223.6 million. Number of internet subscribers for same period was 157 million, while broadband subscriptions stood at 92 million naira, Mr. Moka added. From that story from Telecom, we go straight to Ogun State. 4 armed men have been paraded by the police in Ogun State over an alleged attempt to disrupt the second-term inauguration ceremony of Dr. Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State. Abiodun was on May 29 sworn in for second term at the MKO Abiola Stadium, Kuto, Abeokuta. The Ogun State Police Commissioner, Olariwaju Oladimeji, said the suspects planning to disrupt the ceremony identified themselves as Adedapo Taiwo, Arogundade Idowu, Noah Jogomi, and James Abiodun. The police commissioner disclosed that the 4 suspects were arrested at Kobakwe area of Abeokuta for planning to disrupt the inauguration ceremony of Dr. Dapo Abiodun's second term. According to him, the suspects were in possession of a barrel pistol, live ammunition, and assorted criminal charms when they were arrested. The suspects were on Thursday paraded at the police headquarters in Leone alongside 36 others. The Ogun police paraded other suspects for their alleged involvement in cultism, murder, and armed robbery. Oladimeji said the suspects were apprehended within and outside Ogun State. He said Michael Bob Abdul Omotoyosi and Madashino Idris were apprehended for conspiracy, armed robbery, and stealing in Mushin, Lagos State, adding that a stolen Toyota car was recovered during the operation. Also, one Austin Omo, who was allegedly involved in an armed robbery incident in Ogun, was nabbed in Maroko, Lagos, while a stolen Toyota Sequel SUV marked AAA 631HX was recovered. The police boss explained further that one Wasiu Odubote was apprehended for shop breaking and stealing in Ibeba, Ijebu-Ode, having broken into a spare parts shop on Old Ondo Road with other members of his gang now at large. Others paraded were accused of cultism and for being in possession of arms, guns, and other criminal weapons. The police boss stressed that the command would not relent until the state was rid of cultism and other criminal activities. In case you're just joining, you are watching the national news from BGI TV Current, and the last story for today is a sports story. Sierra Leone head coach John Kester claimed his players won't be intimidated by the Super Eagles pedigree. Kester's men and the Super Eagles will clash in a 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying fixture this month. The match day 4 encounter is billed for the Samuel Kenyo Dole Stadium, Monrovia, on Sunday, June 18. The Super Eagles are favourite to win the game, but Kester claimed his players won't just lie down and allow the Super Eagles overrun them. We are going to go there to compete. We are not going there to lie down. I don't really need to let the players understand the significance of the game, Kester said in a short video posted on the official website of Sierra Leone Football Federation on Thursday. I think the players themselves should understand that. They should release the challenge of coming up against the Nigerian players who are doing well overseas. The Super Eagles top Group A of the qualifiers with 9 points, while Sierra Leone are 4 points adrift in third position. A draw will be enough for the Super Eagles to seal a place in Cote d'Ivoire, while Leone Stars must win the game to keep their qualification hopes alive. With the sports story, we come to the end of today's national news from BGI TV Current. Before we go, some major headlines. Tinubu meets lawmakers-elect at Aso Rock. Tinubu meets Oni of Ife, other traditional rulers today. Buhari spent over $19 billion used for Dangote Refinery in failed bid to revive Nigeria's refineries, Governor Sile of Nasarawa. And on sports, Leone Stars won't be intimidated by Super Eagles, head coach Kester. For more updates of our stories on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagide Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and function, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Jumat Mufida to all faithful Muslims all around the world. Good afternoon. I am Morire Rabila Lawal.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.